competition. Additionally, the President gave us firm instructions to particularly ensure that runners from all sets of households, especially those whose families are at the bottom of the economic pyramid, are financially supported to access all levels of running in tandem with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The release of 31.34 billion to primary, junior, and secondary schools. To purchase the President's commitment, the provision of the free running program in the primary school level and the free tuition learning program at the junior and the secondary school levels, the National Treasury released Kenya shillings that 1.34 billion to support runners enrolled in the subsector. These funds have effectively cleared the way for a smooth opening of schools for the first term of the 2024 calendar year countrywide as effective from today. This disbursement was distributed as follows. Free primary education, 4.74 billion. Capitation for junior schools, 7.60 billion. And I'm also happy that His Excellency and the government gave out examination and invigilation fees, 2.80 billion, unlike before, where those who worked in invigilators and the rest used to wait for almost a year. Today, we're actually completing each and every payment. There will be nothing pending. Secondary schools, government has given out 16.20 billion, making the total 31.34 billion. I did have an engagement that was last week on a Tuesday between my peers, the CS National Treasury and the PS National Treasury, and the money was released to us on Wednesday. We have dispersed this money to all the schools, and I'm sure that the money must by now be in the respective accounts of the schools, may it be primary, junior school, or secondary schools. This year, our first cohort of the CPC will be transitioning to grade 8 and the junior school. Although we are also excited at this milestone, we are also aware that the cohort will be transitioning to grade 9 in 2025 and will be expected to pose a massive strain on our existing infrastructure. To preempt this crisis, the government is set to spend 12.8 billion to facilitate the construction of classrooms in the junior schools in conjunction with members of parliament. Through these funds, we expect to have 15,015 classrooms ready for use in junior schools for grade 9 next year. In line with the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform report, the Ministry of Education has rationalized the number of learning areas and the curriculum designs in terms of scope and integration of subjects within learning areas as a way of eliminating content overload and overlaps in the basic education. The Ministry has already issued instructions to schools to ensure that the implementation of these changes starts with effect from today in all schools hosting CPC runners. I wish to assure the country that the Ministry, working with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, has started a process of reviewing textbooks aligned with the rationalized designs. In the meantime, I urge teachers to continue using the existing already approved textbooks since they have relevant content, tasks, and assessments for runners as guided by the curriculum designs. I have directed the Kcse to ensure that the curriculum designs are updated in the Kcse website by the end of this week. We did reduce the number of comparative subjects, as you are aware, from 5 to 2. In a departure from tradition, this is the first Kcse examination research to be released under the new grading structure that was implemented in the year 2023 Kcse examination. This was approved and as authorized by the NEC Act, and we have been able to implement this. Under this system, the overall grade at Kcse examination has considered mathematics the best performed language subject, among them English language, Kiswahili, Kenya Sign Language, and the best performed 5 subjects. As you will find out when I release the results, the new reform measure will allow a larger number of students to pursue courses of their choice at their universities, diploma and achievement training at certificate and adjunct levels. That was previously not the case, as the system was more restrictive. It is clear from the new grading system that the ministry is now focusing on ensuring that our candidates are mandatory literacy, English or Kiswahili, and the numerous degrees in mathematics to enable them pursue their careers in TVET institutions, universities, and colleges. Arising from the changes in the new grading system, therefore, I am directing the Kenya Universities and College Central Placement Service, Kcse, and the universities to align their cluster points and the entry requirements with the new reforms to avoid disadvantaging the candidates. I ask the NEC to complete their process and hand over the final results to Kcse to pave the way for the start of the placement process. Additionally, I direct the Kcse to mount a robust career awareness campaign among the 2023 Kcse candidates to ensure all students understand the new TVET and the university entry requirements under the higher education funding model that was launched last year. More importantly, I direct the Kcse to immediately put in place measures to allow the 2023 Kcse candidates wishing to join TVET institutions to apply for their courses ahead of the March 2024 admissions. For the first time, the ministry introduced a new system of correcting examination materials from the 576 distribution centers countrywide twice each day. This meant that in the morning, usually at 7 a.m. daily, center managers could only pick up the first paper of the day. If the candidates had the first paper of the day, the center managers were then required to return to the distribution centers to pick up the second paper that the candidates could sit in the afternoon. I'm happy to report that this change in examination distribution, coupled with the efficient work of examination professionals, was able to substantially reduce the cases of early exposure of examination papers. I wish to thank all the center managers who took their time to effect the double correction policy and uphold the integrity of our examination. The release of the Kcse examination will be followed by the release of the Kcse reports for candidates who sat the grade 6 assessment in 2023 in the next few days. I urge your parents, guardians, and teachers to scrutinize the Kcse reports to ensure they use the result to monitor learner progress as they transition to grade 7. Allow me to register my appreciation to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, and his government for the support they offered us during the administration of the 2023 Kcse. I also wish to recognize with appreciation the support accorded to the Ministry of Education by my counterparts in other government ministries, departments, and agencies during the 2023 Kcse examination. The multi-agency collaboration spearheaded by my colleagues Professor Kindiki and Waro of the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, and IT and Digital Economy, respectively, was impressive. Administering the 2023 Kcse examinations came in the face of adverse weather conditions occasioned by the El Nino phenomenon. This caused massive challenges in the delivery of materials to some examination centers that were cut off by floods and flooding rivers. Delivery of examination materials from NEC headquarters to the 576 distribution centers countrywide was also not spared by the effects of the heavy rains. We had to resort to air transportation in some areas to surmount the challenges in our bid to ensure that all candidates received their question papers. The examination administration was also threatened by insecurity in some parts of the country, such as banditry-related instances, as well as acts of thuggery. I wish to thank all the teachers, field officers, security officers, NEC officers, and other stakeholders who braved the odds to make the conduct of the examination possible. I also wish to thank members of the public who came in to support the process in various ways. Allow me to also commend the 2023 Kcse examiners who reported the 40 marking centers immediately they were called upon after the conclusion of the administration of the examination. As I promised during the release of the 2023 KCPE examination results, all the examiners have now received their payments, and immediately after this, through M-Pesa, we are making sure that by the end of the day, this must be done. Overall, I wish to thank the Almighty God for the successful completion of the 2023 Kcse examination administration cycle. I also thank you for assembling here this morning for this exercise of releasing the 2023 Kcse results for the 899,453 candidates who concluded the examination on November 24th, 2023, and are now eager to join various higher learning institutions to pursue careers of their choice. When I released the 2023 KCPE examination in November 23rd, 2023, November, I promised that the Kenya National Examination Council would administer a supplementary examination for 9,000 candidates who failed to sit the examination. Upon further audit and scrutiny of the number of candidates who actually failed to sit the examinations, the Council has only been able to trace 2,000 eligible runners. Since the number so far located is small to warrant a national examination, it has been decided that the 2,000 candidates join Form 1 starting January 8th, January 15th, that is next week, and be allowed to sit qualifying examination later. They will, however, be advised to ensure they sit the individual qualifying examinations by the time they join Form 3 to enable them be registered to sit the Kcse examination at Form 4. I direct the Council to release further guidelines regarding the entry examination. During the 2023 Kcse examination, a total of 899,453 candidates sat the examination compared to 881,416 candidates in 2022. This represents an increase of 18,037 candidates, which is 2.05%. However, I should note that the number of candidates that sat the Kcse examination last year, was raised by 3,685 compared with the number that actually registered to sit the examination. I am concerned with the number that failed to sit the examination, as it could point to a situation where some schools could be inflating the figures of registered candidates to meet the minimum threshold of 30 candidates required to be enlisted as an examination center. Although there could be more reasons for the missing candidates, any misrepresentation of figures could imply a wastage of public funds since the government pays examination fees for candidates based on the data submitted by schools. I therefore direct the relevant Directorate of Quality Assurance to work with the Kenya National Examination Council to investigate the 3,685 candidates who failed to sit the 2023 Kcse examination with a view to unearthing the true identity and whereabouts of Of the 899, 453 candidates who sat the 2023 Kcse examination, 450,554 were male, while 448, 899 were female, representing 50.09% and 49.91% of the total candidature, respectively. This indicates that the country has achieved gender parity at the secondary education level. During the year 2023 Kcse examination, 11 counties had a significant entry of more male and female candidates. These were Garissa, 66.39% compared to 33.61%, Mandera, Wajir, Turkana, Samburu, Narok, Mabei, West Pokot, Mombasa, Migori, and Ramu, while 9 other counties had a significant entry of more female than male candidates. These being Vihiga, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kirinyaga, Meru, Kiambu, Nairobi, Kisumu, and Kitui. The number of candidates who were aged 16 years and below increased from 12,710 in the year 2023 to 16,040, which was 1.776% in the year 2023. The highest percentage of candidates registered for the 2023 Kcse examination were within the appropriate age bracket of between 17 to 19 years, constituting 632,288, which was 70.01% of the total candidature. The percentage of candidates who were 20 years and above constituted 254,810, which was 28.214%. Out of the 30 subjects offered in 2023, 12 subjects recorded a significant improvement in performance. These subjects were mathematics, and we thank the teachers for this effort and the students, because for the first time we are actually confirming an improvement in mathematics. The other one was Kiswahili, biology, CRE, business studies, Germany, music, chemistry, building construction, French, and electricity. 14 subjects also recorded a drop in performance. These were English language, Kenya Sign Language, physics, computer studies, history and government. And for the first time, we are seeing a decline in performance in history and government. It is normally done in the afternoon. You can see now that early exposure. That early exposure was missing. Equally, geography used to be done in the afternoon. You can also see there was a decline. Equal agriculture, and some of the subjects here which used to be done in the afternoon, we are seeing a decline in performance. Power mechanics, metalwork, woodwork, drawing and design, and art and design, home science, there was a decline in performance, including Islamic religion. Female candidates recorded better mean score performance than male candidates in 5 subjects, that being English language, Kiswahili, CRE, home science, and art and design. Male candidates recorded better mean score performance than female candidates in 10 subjects, this being mathematics, biology, chemistry, general science, history and government, geography, agriculture, computer studies, and business studies. There were 1,216 candidates, which is 0.14%, who obtained an overall grade A in the year 2023, compared to 1,146,000, which was 0.13% of the candidates in the previous year, that is 2022. The number of candidates who attained the minimum university entry qualification this year, C+ and above, was 201,133, which was 22.27% in the year 2023, compared to 173,345, which was 19.62% in the year 2022. This is as a result of the application of the new grading system that reduced the number of comparison subjects required to compute the mean grade. The number of candidates attaining a pass grade D+ and above was 526,222, which is 58.27% in the year 2023, compared to 522,588, which was 59.14% in the year 2022. The national schools produced the highest number of candidates with an overall mean grade of A, where we had 889 A's from national schools, which was 2.486%, followed by county schools, 172 A's, which was 0.096%. Private schools, we had 143, which was 0.221%. County schools, we had 5, which was 0.004%. And the sub-county, and I would like to give an emphasis these are day schools, which had 7 A's, and which was 0.001%. Overall, I'm improved by the quality of grades that are coming out of our day schools that produced 283 candidates with mean grade of A and minor and A minor in the 2023 Kcse examination. I urge all stakeholders to invest more in the sub-county schools where more of our runners attend schools. You will also be able to see from the table that sometimes we assume that everybody who goes to a national school gets a university entry, but you can see about 20 of the candidates had a mean of a D- from national schools. So it is not always the case that anybody and everybody who goes to a national school will be able to make it to a university. And you have seen the miracles and what is being done from day schools. As the Cabinet Secretary, I'm also pained by the fact that a large number of candidates, 48,174, or 5.33%, still ended up scoring a mean grade of E in the year 2023 Kcse examination, even after the ministry used a more flexible system of computing the final overall candidate research. I therefore direct the Directorate of Quality Assurance to work with the field officers and teachers to investigate these E-grade cases in each county of the country and submit a report to me within 1 month for further action. As a country, we must start interrogating data and evidence to enable us to make critical decisions that could ensure that we realize our return on investment from all the resources that the government puts in the education sector. Now, we come to examination irregularities. As much as we try to minimize, and we were successful in minimizing our exposure and hence the number of irregularities we used to experience there before, we still had a few cases of irregularities. There were a total of 4,113 candidates who were reported to have been involved in examination irregularities in the year 2023 Kcse examination. Of this, we have cancelled results of 4 cases of reported impersonation after completing investigations. The results of the remaining 4,109 candidates who were suspected to have engaged in examination irregularities have also been withheld pending the completion of investigations in their cases within a period of 20 days from today. The Council is empowered in law as provided in the Kenya National Examination Council handling of examination irregularities, rules of 2015, legal notice number 132 of 2015, rule 8 to withhold the results of any candidate or examination center suspected to have been involved in an examination irregularity or malpractice pending the completion of investigations. It is unfortunate that a few contracted professionals are still insistent on ruining the future of our runners by subjecting them to examination malpractices. 120 contracted professionals were reported to have been involved in aiding examination malpractices. Firm disciplinary action will be taken against such teachers. I also wish to notify the country that the ministry has now set up the National Examination Appeals Tribunal. My chairman and the members of the Education Committee will remember that we had an engagement in this and undertook to ensure that we exercise the members, which we have done in line with Section 40B(2) of the NEC Act 2012. I therefore urge any Kenyan aggrieved by any process of the Council to seek redress through the tribunal. Accessing the 2023 Kcse examination results. And as I told you last time, we are not having a service provider, so the SMS system, we are not going to have that, but we have a system in place that people will be able to access the results immediately after this. The Council will dispatch the 2023 Kcse examination results to sub-county educational officers for distribution to examination centers within their regions. Candidates are urged to correct their provisional results from their respective schools, that is examination centers. A candidate can also access the individual 2023 Kcse results online through a link on the NEC website or directly through the URL https research.nec.ac.ke. Let me repeat again. One can directly access either through the NEC website or directly through the URL https research.nec.ac.ke, and you will be able to get your research. This time round, we have worked with the engineers and the experts, and we are sure that the website and this particular system is working so that Kenyans will not be able to have the kind of inconvenience that we had last time when using a service provider. You will be required to enter your candidate's index number and the names as per the registration data for the 2023 Kcse examination. The results will be available immediately after this exercise. I now declare the 2023 Kcse examination results officially released and wish all the candidates the best in their future academic journey. I also wish all runners, teachers, parents, guardians, and all the stakeholders a happy and prosperous New Year 2024. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are now going through the ceremony where the official results are being handed over to our Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Well done. Thank you, my peers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That we remain standing for the closing prayer. Our prayer will be by Mr. Mohammed Ali,